The next programme is for Welsh viewers only.
Borada. Pith windrob am byth im Friday night, Saturday morning. Mastyth diffydd Llango Gerich absolutely brilliant anat. Diffydd Llango Gerich, cast of comic geniuses. Diffydd Llango Gerich, total bloody bullshit.
Friday night, Saturday morning, but yesterday's gone, there's a weekend dawning. Friday night, Saturday morning at last. Pack up your troubles then, Monday's the day for them. Oh, it's time to relax again. Friday night, Saturday morning at last.
Good evening and welcome to Friday Night, Saturday Morning, BBC2's way of ending the week. Tonight I'm joined by Emma Thompson, Rory McGrath, Robert Bathurst and Hugh Laurie. Later on I'll be talking to John Barden, a gentleman whose one-man show about cheeky chappy Max Miller was a huge success at this year's Edinburgh Festival. And I'll also be joined by the superstar pop group, the Heebie-Jeebies. Well, it's been a week in which President-elect Ronald Reagan announced that the only thing he liked about the Ayatollah Khomeini was that he scored him 198 in Scrabble. Also, Brian Clough declared his intention to become a Labour MP. He'd undoubtedly be the ideal person to take Britain out of Europe, since he did such a good job on Nottingham Forest earlier this season. As it's the end of the week, I thought I'd highlight some of the television offerings for the next 7 days. Well, on Monday, Anthea Redfern interviews Britt Eklund. That's blankety blank. Whilst in the big time, Esther Ranson takes Little and Large and turns them into a top comedy act. On Tuesday, on BBC2, Barry Took takes a stroll down memory lane and gets mugged by skinheads. Whilst on One, David Jacobs talks to April Ashley, Jan Morris and Julie Grant about their sex changes. That's Where Are They Now? And finally, on Friday, on ITV, Dennis Norden will be talking to a sex therapist in It'll Be All Right on the Night. But now a preview of that hilariously successful laugh-a-minute domestic situation comedy starring June Whitfield, John Alderton, Terry Scott, Richard Bryars, Hannah Gordon, Wendy Craig, Patrick Cargill and Georgie Best, called Happy Ever Not in Front of My Wife's Neighbour's Drink Problem.
Richard, darling! Richard!
What is it now, darling?
It's 5 o'clock, darling. Isn't it about time you stopped mowing the lawn and came in to get ready to meet the vicar who's coming round for tea to discuss the church bazaar on Saturday, darling?
Sorry, darling?
The vicar, darling.
The vicar is having a homosexual affair with a West Indian boy on the council estate, darling.
Sorry, darling?
Oh, sorry, darling. I was doing a play for today in this studio yesterday and I've got confused. This is a sitcom, isn't it? Poor.
Anyway, sherry, darling?
Love one, darling.
Dry, darling?
Yes, I am a bit, darling.
Oh, Terry, I hope you're not going to do jokes like that in front of the vicar, darling.
Sod the vicar, darling. I mean, this is supposed to be a situation comedy, for God's sake. All situation and no comedy so far. Poor.
Answer that, will you, darling? I'm busy in the kitchen.
Oh, June, you're not making a huge high tea for the benefit of the vicar, are you, darling?
No, I'm being humped by a kangaroo. Sorry, darling. I was in a Dennis Potter play last week and I got confused.
Oh, righty-ho, darling.
Hello! I'm the man from the sketch.
Sorry?
I'm the man from the sketch. I've been sent round here to do the sketch. I'm supposed to come in, sit down, and you ask me questions like, "Morning, Mr. Perkins. Now, how long have you had this complaint?" And I say to you, "You're not my normal doctor. Where's Dr. Henbane?"
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm the man from the sketch. I'm supposed to come in here, sit down, and you say to me, "Now then, Mr. Pritchard, what sort of job did you want?"
I'm sorry, but it's definitely not a sketch.
Not a sketch, not a sketch. It must be a sketch. I'm wearing a silly raincoat and I'm talking in a silly high-pitched voice.
No, this isn't a sketch. This is a situation comedy.
A situation comedy?
That's right,
A
yes.
situation comedy of a domestic nature?
That's right, yes.
Oh, I see. Well, I'll talk normally then.
Let's talk normally. That's play for today. In a situation comedy, you have to pant like Richard Bryars and say, darling, like Wendy Craig, and poor like Terry Scott.
Do I, darling? Poor.
No. You don't call me darling. Otherwise you sound like a puff. You're into variety then, poor.
Who is it, darling?
Oh, God, it's my wife. Quick, get in the cupboard.
Why?
Because she'll never find you in there.
Good thinking.
Right.
Who was it, darling?
No one, darling?
But I heard the doorbell, darling.
Sorry, darling?
I heard you talking to someone, darling.
Yes. The doorbell, darling.
The doorbell, darling?
Yes, the doorbell's come round for tea, darling. I'm glad it has. Poor. I mean, stuck up there on the wall in a bit of plastic. I'm glad it's come round.
Are you sure you're all right, darling?
Yes, darling. Just out here talking to the doorbell, darling.
What's that man doing in the cupboard, darling?
Sorry, darling? Poor, saved by the bell.
Terry, that's a pathetically weak joke.
Well, what do you expect, darling? This programme is going out at peak viewing time on Sunday evening, darling.
Hello.
Hello.
Goodbye.
Good Lord.
Who was it, darling?
It was Penny Keith come round to earn a fortune for a 5-second guest appearance, darling. Poor. Right, well, it's quiz time now on Friday night, Saturday morning, and this week's quiz, in the tradition of Cosmopolitan and The Sun, poses personal, embarrassing questions about your sex life. It's called Are You a Good Lover? Are you a good lover?
Yes, we'll be playing it with the audience we have here in the studio. If you'd like to join in at home, you may do so by filling in the form in the Radio Times and sending it off.
You may well end up in the Air Force, but what the hell? Right, well, the first question is for women only, OK? Women in the studio audience, don't forget to shout your answers. Do you make love to your husband only in bed, only under the bed, only on top of the wardrobe, only in Sainsbury's?
Yes, that's where you get 10 marks at Sainsbury's because it's clean and fresh. Now, a question for both sexes. How often do you make love? Once a night, twice a night, Bank Holiday Monday.
Yes, 5 points for Bank Holiday Monday, unless it was Bank Holiday Monday 1938, OK? Right, now this is for men only. Are you a bum man? No, you're too quick, sir. I've heard that's your trouble. But, no, are you a bum man, breast man, leg man, coal man?
Yes, 10 marks for the coal man there, and 10 marks for having the courage to admit you find coal sexually stimulating. One for me? Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think it's your turn
Yes,
now,
OK,
right?
I'll do
Yeah.
this one. One for the ladies. Do you prefer it from the front, from the back, from the side, or are you perfectly satisfied with a new haircut?
Yes, you've disappointed the lady at the back with the shaved head there, Rory, I'm afraid. Right, now, ladies, how many times have you been unfaithful to your husband? Once every so often? Twice every so often? Only on weekdays ending in Y?
Yeah, we have a twice back there from that lady. Once with a milkman and once with the household cavalry.
Moving on from that old joke. Gentlemen, do you make love to your wife with the light off, with the light on, or don't you wear a light?
Right, now, how do you demonstrate to a partner that you find them sexually attractive?
Did you go?
Do you wink at them? Do you blow a kiss at them? Or do you clap your hands?
I see, right. Well, we better leave you lot alone then, haven't we?
total area is therefore defined, ladies and gentlemen, by the formula pi r squared, which means that Bunter, will you please stop stuffing yourself with tuck during my lessons? Tuck, you move somewhere else. That's afternoon break. Off you all go.
Longsands Comprehensive was very different from Greyfriars, Bunter reflected, as he left the classroom and passed Charlotta Armstrong Bullworker of the third form, breastfeeding little Norman, the physics teacher. Oh, for the camaraderie of Greyfriars, jolly japes and midnight feasts in the dorm with the other chaps. Somehow Bunter felt lonely in the evenings at Longsands, as he slept wrapped in an old Guardian on the floor of the changing room.
Bunter!
Cripes, it's Quelch.
Where do you think you're going, Bunter?
I'm just off to my study to spend a few hours grinding away at Virgil, sir.
So you've got a girlfriend at last, have you, boy?
Sorry, sir?
Oh, dear, Bunter, I don't know what we're going to do with you.
You're not going to give me lines, are you, sir?
No, Bunter.
You're not going to give me 6?
No, Bunter.
You're not going to suspend me, are you, sir?
No, Bunter.
Well, what are you going to do, then?
I'm going to send you to a psychiatrist, Bunter.
Cripes.
Bunter made a mental note to put a book down his trousers. The fat chump wobbled his fat frame fattily in a fatty manner up the stairs. He was a confused Bunter. After his howler in the maths lesson just now, Bunter had expected to be detained or rusticated, or at the very least to have been publicly griggled in front of the entire school. But the maths master, old Chalky White, or Nigel, as he preferred the boys to call him, had said nothing. The fat owl turned into the sixth form coffee lounge and recreation area.
I say, you chaps.
Nobody spoke. Nobody threatened to bump him. Nobody threatened to duck him. Nobody called him a fat ass. But Razor Eddie, the punk rocker, quietly hit him between the legs with a pistol. Yelled the fat chump. It definitely wasn't like Greyfriars. Bunter noticed Harry Jamsit Ramsey in the corner of the room and decided to make one last effort to be sociable. He waddled over.
Hello, old black man. Have a banana.
Hello, Javin, me honky white trash.
Only trying to be friendly, Inky.
Bunter had had enough. He gingerly picked his way through Harry Wharton and co., who was sitting on the floor sharing a joint, and made for the door, determined to phone Greyfriars to ask if they'd have him back. The fat owl trotted down the corridor yet again, passing a creative writing lesson and a homeopathic midwifery lecture. Arriving at the phone, his podgy fist dialed the Greyfriars number.
Greyfriars Comprehensive for boys and girls. May I help you?
Oh, cripes!
Thought Bunter, and he was right. He'd criped himself.
My name is Jose Antonio Quijada y Romero y Montoya. I was born and still live in a little town called San Rafael de Libertad, 200 miles south of Mexico City. My father, he was bandido. He abandoned my mother and my little brother when I was only 2. We are the poor people who work the soil. It is a barren country. It has not rained here for 15 years. So why then, you may ask, am I proposing to stand as Tory MP for Hemel Hempstead?
About half an hour ago, we heard a helicopter land on the roof, and a man in a black balaclava, he leaped out, shin down the rope, threw a stun grenade through the window, then dived in through the window, did 3 somersaults, headbutted one of the gunmen, and then rushed up to me and said, "Right, who ordered the bloody milk tray?"
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this, the 14th Annual Markonovich Commemorative Lecture. The title that I have chosen for this evening's talk is, I think you'll agree, an interesting one. Philosophistics and the Symbology of Ideas. Now, what I propose to do, first of all, is to go over, in very broad terms, some of the areas that we will be covering, and to outline, again, very broadly, some of the ideas that we will be working with. Now, in so doing, what I hope to achieve is some sort of working definition of the parameters around or upon which my analysis shall be founded, or based. But before I do that, I want to put to you a question. And that question is as follows. How can we approach a subject as complex and diversificated as philosophistics? That is to say, how can we attitudinize, if you like, an area of thought as complicated and multifaceted as philosophistics without, in some way or other, that is to say, without somehow compromising our initial focus of introspectivity? Now, of course, I realize that that is quite a blockbuster to throw at you this early on in the lecture, and I don't imagine for 1 minute that you'll be in any position to come up with a riposte. But I ask you that question now, as opposed to at the end, in order that you may put that at the back of your mind to germinate and be digested, so that after our later discussions, that is to say, after the discussions that we will have later, you may throw up any ideas that you may have. And so to begin. Now, before I expound my main thesis, I think it is as well to warn you now that having set out my tools of analysis upon the thorough basis of the broad foundation that I will be outlining to you in the next few minutes, I intend to walk out. Yes, I intend walking right out of this lecture hall in order that you may cross-interfertilize amongst yourselves, structuring your own synthesis of understanding using your own tools from my basic blueprint. I shall then return 5 to 6 hours later in the hope that your intercourse will yield a harvest of ideation of sufficient profusity that I may use it in my next book. Thank you.
Denim for men. For men who like women who like men. But I must stop drinking it. It's ruining my throat.
Who's in the R's? There's the U. There's the R. And
There's the fuck up.
please keep laughing. We start to play little games after a while if you don't laugh. We get you all to hold hands, and the one up there in the corner sticks their finger in the right side of the other.
Thank you, Tony, for starting. Okay, so here we go.
Betty and Graham were married 5 years ago. 2 years ago, Graham lost his job. He's been unemployed since then, drinking heavily and gambling his unemployment benefit away at the local betting shop. Betty works as a char and occasionally resorts to going on the streets to subsidise their meagre income. They row constantly and both suffer from anxiety attacks. But tonight they're going to forget all about that and they're going to play Mr. and Mrs. to Mr. and Mrs., the quiz show which pries into marital relationships. And let's give a very big, warm Mr. and Mrs. welcome to our very first contestants, Betty and Graham from Barnet. Hello, Betty and Graham.
Hello, Mike.
Hello. Now, let's start the ball rolling by giving you a very big round of applause for being called Betty and Graham. God bless. OK, my lovies. OK, now, Graham, will you go into our Mr. and Mrs. soundproof booth, please, and put on our Mr. and Mrs. headphones? No, on your head, Graham, love it. That's lovely. OK, my darling. OK, Betty. Yes. All right, my love. Are you nervous?
Yes.
Very nervous?
Yes.
Excellent. OK, my love. Very first question coming up now, OK, my lovey? Right. What's his favourite hobby? What's his favourite hobby? Is it golf, tennis, snooker, beating you up?
Oh, beating me up. I think.
Beating you up, righty-ho, Betty. He likes it, does he?
Yes, he does. He's a shocker for it.
Yeah, so am I, my darling. OK, my lovey. OK, second question coming up now. Don't be nervous, don't be shy. OK, God bless. What's his ideal way of spending an evening, my lovey? Is it seeing a film, having a nice meal out, just the two of you, spending an evening in front of the television together, beating you up?
Beating me up.
Beating you up, righty-ho, Betty, my lovey. Beating you up it is, right. Third question coming up. What sort of tie does he like to wear, Betty? Does he like to wear a nice, brightly coloured one like he's got on today? Very smart it is too, I know. Or does he like to wear a dull old black one? Or does he like to wear one with lots of colours in it?
Colours.
Colours,
yes,
righty-ho, my lovey. OK, let's get Graham out. Come on, my lovey. Out you come. Big round of applause for Graham, please. Well done, my lovey. Out you come, darling. OK, my love. Graham, what's the most annoying habit?
Oh, blacking out.
Blacking out! Oh, God bless. OK, my lovey. 3 questions, starting now, OK? You ready, my love?
Yep.
First question, what did she say? What did Betty say? What's your favourite hobby? Is it golf, tennis, snooker, beating the wife up?
Oh, beating the wife up.
Beating the wife up, well done. That's completely right. Excellent. OK, second question, my lovey, OK? What's your ideal way of spending an evening? Is it seeing a film?
Oh, beating the wife up.
Beating the wife! Very well done. Lovely. You two obviously know each other's little peculiarities very well indeed. You really do. OK, my lovely, now this is the final question. And this, Betty and Graham, I have to tell you, is for the Mr. and Mrs. Nest Egg, which stands at the moment at the staggering sum of £2.50. I know. OK, my lovey, OK? Third question. We're all rooting for you in the studio, Graham. We all want you to win very, very badly. OK, my lovey? Third question. At a funeral... Shut up, Betty. At a funeral, what sort of tie would you like to wear? Please, would you like to wear a rather garishly coloured one and embarrass everyone very badly? Or would you like to wear a rather dignified black one?
Oh, the black one.
Graham, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. She said you'd wear a coloured one.
You stupid cow.
No, never mind, God bless. Never mind, Betty and Graham, my love. Never mind. I hope you're not too disappointed at winning absolutely bugger all. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to play Mr. and Mrs., we're always on the lookout for likely contestants to be publicly humiliated. OK? See you next week. Be nice to each other. Bye. Right.
Second flight. Oh, mind that stop there. Must mend that broken light. Do come in, ignore the mess. Please make yourself quite at home. I've only got a little scotch. Usually I'm on my own. Yes, it's just out there on your left. No left. Yes, that's right. I'm not sure if there's soap in there or washing, drying everywhere. Oh God, you know it's 2 a.m. That's why I'm feeling so beat. Shall we take our drinks next door? You really are very sweet. Could you help me to unfasten this? There's a clip. Yes, that's it. Oh, sorry, shall I leave the light? No, that's all right. Whatever, I don't mind. Just hold me all night. Close tight, feels right. Just hold me all night. Close tight, that's right. Just hold me close till my nerves are calm. No alarm. Just hold me close till my mind is sure of the score. Do come in, ignore the mess. Please make yourself quite at home. Do come in, ignore the mess. Please make yourself quite at home. Have you got a busy morning or just breakfast? That's fine. Well, do you take your coffee black? And do you plan to make it back?
Now, I first saw John Barden performing his excellent one-man show in a drafty church hall in Edinburgh last September. His brilliant mimicry allowed the young audience an idea of what the roguish charm of Max Miller was really like. He's here tonight to entertain you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Barden.
All right, I'll make that do. Here, do you like it, Duck, eh? Shall I walk up and down a bit so I get the full effect, eh? Tasteful, isn't it, eh? No one could go anywhere in this, you know. Ascot, the Hunt Ball, and talking of balls. You know the tailor who measured me up for this? You know how they do? He said, which side do you dress, sir? I said, sometimes inside, sometimes outside. Depends on how soon an old man gets home. Here, look. No, look, because I brought them both with me tonight, you know. I've got them both with me. This one here's the white one. That's got all the clean jokes in it. And this other one's the blue one. I'd better start off with this one, because he's over there. He's there, the governor. He's there. Here. There was a little girl who had a little curl right in the middle of her forehead. When she was good, she was very, very good, and when she was bad, she was very, very popular. Here's another one. A mother of eight, sewing up her husband's pyjamas. Then it says, see page 4 of Blue Book for answer. Just a minute. Hang on. Here it is, look. A stitch in time saves 9. Shall I stay on this one, Duck? You can't help liking him, can you, eh? You can't help liking him. He's a boy, isn't he, eh? I hope so. Well, you can't tell. He can change overnight. Here's another one. Look. Jack and Jill went up the hill just like 2 cock linnets. Jill came down with half a crown. She had been up there to... Here. No, he's there. But I'll put it away, because I know I'm all really. Here. I was on this bus the other day, and this girl got on. She said, do you mind if I sit down, because I'm pregnant? I said, you don't look it. How long have you been pregnant? She said, about 10 minutes. Did it make you tired, Dad? Eh? No, it does. Here. Now, shut up a minute. No. Here, I was in this pub the other day, and these 2 sailors come in with these 2 girls on their arm. And the governor said, I'm not serving those 2 girls, they're doubtful characters. And the sailor said, doubtful. He said, they're Stonewall certainties. Now, I took the missus to Bournemouth the other week, and the hotel manager, he said, I'm sorry, I'm full up. I said, Captain, you must be able to find us a room somewhere. So he said, well, you can have the bridal suite if you like. I said, leave off, I've been married for 30 years. He said, well, you can have the ballroom, but you don't have to dance. No, I shouldn't be telling stories about the wife, really, because I've got the best wife in England. Now, the best wife in England, the other one's in Africa. And she's a very big woman, my wife. Very big woman, 22 stone. What I go through, Duck, eh? No, I do. No, shut up! You'll get me to sack, you will, you wicked lot. You're the sort of people who get me a bad name. No, she's a very big woman, my wife. We were down on Brighton Front the other day, And this attendant came up and he said, "Is that your wife?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Do you mind moving?" I said, "Why?" He said, "The tide wants to come in." No, she is. She's a big woman. I said, "Here, Duck, you've got to get rid of a few pounds." So she went to the doctor, and the doctor said, "He's right, Mrs. Miller, he's right, your old man's right." He said, "You've got to lose at least 3 stone. She said, "I want a second opinion." He said, "All right, you're all so ugly." Miller's a name. Miller's a name. Yeah. Listen, of course, I'm a member of the Rotary Club, you know. I'm a member of the Rotary Club. And the chairman, he said to me the other day, he said, "Here, Max," he said, "it's about time you give an after-dinner speech, innit?" So I said, "All right." So he said, "What are you going to talk about?" So I said, "Well, I'll talk about what I know best, sex." See? So I went home and told the wife, I said, "Here, Duck, I'll give a speech at the Rotary Club." She said, "What are you going to talk about?" So I said, "Well, I couldn't tell her, could I, Duck? I couldn't tell her." So I said, "I'm going to give a speech on boating." She said, "Boating?" I said, "Yeah." Anyway, I'll give the speech, you see, and the day after I give the speech, the wife, she's in the bank, and the bank manager, he's a member of the Rotary Club and all, you see. And he said to her, "Here, Mrs. Miller," he said, "don't your old man know his subject?" She said, "Know his subject? He's only tried it twice." First time he was sick, the second time his hat blew off. Miller's the name, lady, there'll never be another. When I'm dead and gone, this game's over.
John, that was great. Thank you very much. He was a very strange man, wasn't he, Max Miller? What was his background?
Well, he's come from a very poor background. He was born in Brighton, born and bred and died in Brighton. Do you mind if I take this off, dear?
Do.
Thanks. It's like a dead rat, isn't it, Duck, eh? I know. That makes you sweat, you see. No, he was come from a very poor background. He was born and bred in and died in Brighton. He was one of 5 kids, 2 brothers and 2 sisters. He wasn't Jewish like a lot of people in this business think he was. He was a Romany. His old man was a boilermaker, and his mum used to sell flowers. Had a pretty rough upbringing. They used to do moonlight flits when the rent was due. You know, the landlord would come round, take the windows out, take the door off its hinges, try and make them pay the rent. You know, it's pretty hard existence.
When did he first start out in show business?
Well, he did a bit of entertaining in the army in the 1949-18 war, you know, concert parties and that. And then when he came back, he got a job with a concert party in Brighton called Jack Shepherd's Concert Party. That's where he met his missus. But he started off as a song and dance man, believe it or not, you know.
Oh, really?
With that voice and them legs. But then he decided to do a double act with his missus, which wasn't very successful, you know, died of death in most places. And then he developed a routine and found the songs and the gags.
Yeah. I mean, he never shook off the influence of the poverty trap that he was born into, really, did he? I mean, he was notoriously mean, the stories of Max Miller's meanness.
Oh, yeah.
Have you found any news stories since you've been doing this show?
Yeah, I have, yeah. Well, it's amazing. People come up and tell you their own favourite Max Miller thing, you know, it's wonderful, really. Yeah, I did it at Oldham. I've done it all over the country, but down here. God knows how it goes up there, but there, never mind. I was in Oldham, and this fella, I think he'd driven 200 miles to see the show because he was a Miller fan, you know. It's amazing, people are so wonderful, you know. He said, when I was a lad, I used to see him at the Leeds Empire, you know, and I stayed behind, asked him for his autograph, and he signed me a book, and he said to me, "Do you know what the ink, son?" And I said, "Oh, yes, Mr. Miller." He said, "Yeah," he said, "I filled me pen up at the post office, free." That's the sort of fella he was.
Now, the BBC banned Miller for 5 years, didn't they? They banned him for a joke, which John doesn't want to tell, which I'll tell, which is about Max Miller being on a mountain ledge, and coming towards him was a naked woman, and he looked at this naked woman, and he couldn't get past her, and she couldn't get past him. In his own words, he didn't know what to do, whether to toss himself off or block her passage. And
Rather you than me, son. Rather you than me.
I'll never work again. That was actually the joke that got him banned, and that seems to me symptomatic of the sort of stuff he did. They're very, very sexist jokes, all his material.
Yeah.
And yet most of his fans, which is extraordinary, were women.
Yes, they all loved him, yeah.
Does that, I mean, in 1980, does that happen? If you get women in the audience, do they boo, or how do they react?
No, they love it. It's amazing. Well, you can hear on the tapes and records of his stuff, you know. It's the women that are going straight away, you know, and I have the same thing happens to me, yeah. It's the women in the first few days. No, they laugh! That's all they do! That's all they do. They only laugh, unfortunately. No, they do. No, the ladies do like it, yes. The joke's good, dear me. See, since I put this on, it's no good. It takes over.
He was, as well as being banned by the BBC, Miller was also banned at the Palladium, wasn't he, at the Royal Variety of 1950?
Yeah.
Why was that?
Well, he was a bit upset, you see. Of course, Val Parnell, the goose who was putting the show on, he told him he could only do 6 minutes. And, of course, they give Jack Benny 20 minutes to half an hour, and he wasn't all that pleased, Max. And when he got in the dressing room, his white book and his blue book, the one he used in the acts, they'd been nicked. So he went on, and he thought, obviously, he must have thought, well, he's not going to do what he's rehearsed, so he went into one of his old routines. And he could see he was going down well, because he kept looking up at the royal box. You know when they do it, them royal commands, keep looking up there. Anyway, before too long, he was running 5 minutes overtime, you see, and the stage manager starts shouting at him from the wings, "Come off! Come off, Maxie!" Well, it must have thrown him for a minute, because he said, "The others have had their chance, you let me have mine. The Americans do his a fine thing. I was born and bred here." Anyway, they dragged him off the stage, and Parnell chased him all the way back to the dressing room. And he said, "Miller," he said, "you're never going to work in this theatre again, or any Moss Empire theatre as long as I live. So help me God." And Miller is reputed to have said, "You're 70,000 quid too late."
Great. Well, John, you've had some marvellous reviews and were a huge success in Edinburgh, and you said you've been going around the country and haven't been to London. Are you planning to come here?
Well, funnily enough, it's happened today. I'm doing a Christmas show at the Lyric Hammersmith, and they're talking about doing this at the Lyric at Hammersmith, which is very nice. And I had another phone call, someone else wanted it today.
Oh,
so
well,
it's very nice.
Lovely. Well, I wish you every success with the show and all your other ventures.
Thank you
and thank you very much for coming along here tonight.
God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Barden. And now a special treat for all you pop fans watching. We're lucky enough to have with us tonight the fabulous Gibb brothers. That's Dobbin, Norris and Gary, better known as the Heebie-Jeebies. They're usually performing at Soho's satirical nightclub, The Comic Strip, but tonight they're with us to sing their sensational single, Meaningless Songs in Very High Voices.
And I wonder what you and I are going to do all that. But I can't think of anything I want to do or say. And so I'll have to do what I did yesterday and sing you meaningless songs.
Songs
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do another sketch for you right here. We're setting up a table, which we've now got in. And
Right, we're just starting up the machinery. We made the best man win. Yes? What is it?
I can't. I put it under my plate. So the other fella says, the other fella says, I am, start running.
Jesus, shall we sendeth out to the good man of the house to bringeth unto us some more fruit of the vine, so that we may partaketh of it?
What are you talking like that for, Simon? Good Lord, I think you've had far too much fruit of the vine already. I suggest we pay the bill and go round to Simon the Leper's flat for coffee.
Good idea.
Miss, get the bill, please.
Bill for table 48, please.
Well, thanks very much. It's been a very pleasant evening.
Yeah, it's been
beautiful.
good
Very,
fun.
very good,
Yeah.
yeah. Where's Judas gone?
We knoweth not, O Lord.
In the Carsey again, I suppose.
Yeah.
Typical of Judas, that. Always disappears when the bill's about to arrive. Thank you, miss.
Mr. Christ.
Right, now I think it'd be easiest if... we just split the damage 13 ways, okay?
Yeah, all right. Right.
Hang on, that can't be right. What we've had, 74 quid.
What? Let me have a look. Yeah, that's right. 12 unleavened breads and a Bronco burger. That's right. It's the 10 bottles of house fruit of the vine. That's what's up the bill, mate. That's it. That's it.
You should have ordered some water and done that trick of yours, Jesus.
What, walking on it? Anyway, look. It's 6 quid each in here. Sorry, fellas.
All right.
I know, Matthew. Why don't you pay by cheque and we'll give you cash?
No way. No ways, Bill. I got caught like that picnic you organised. I ordered one sardine sandwich and ended up paying for the whole bloody multitude.
Right, well, look, it's 6 quid each, so I'll put in 6 and I'll put in for Judas as well, because he's...
Well, there's mine,
there's
6,
mine, all
but I
right.
want that for change, all right?
There's theirs, all right.
Hey, wait,
They can have
one.
one.
There's my side. They want that back. That's right.
I think we're right now. Should be
Yeah.
right. Hang on, okay?
That should be
74 quid we want, that's 10, 60. £24.50. Who hasn't put their 6 quid
Come
in?
on.
all right. I'll put in an extra 5 because I had the birth bourguignon, but I'm taking out a tenner for the taxi.
Okay, well, I heard
For
that.
this cigar.
I had a lobster, all right. I'll put in 4 more, and they didn't have their poppadoms, all right. So they take something out of that, and
Okay,
that
well,
breaks
hang on.
even.
We'll try that. We should have enough there. 74 quid one. That's 5, 20, 60, 80. £10, 8.5p. Come on, who's a joker?
All right, I'll put in another 5.
There's another one, all right. I'll take that.
I owed that because I paid for your Halo. So.
All right, that's it. That's
Okay,
it. Now, that's right.
We'll check this. 10, 20, 30, 60, a pound.
What?
£1.
Oh, well, I better have that because Judas still owes me a pound. That's it.
Well, that leaves the plate.
Yeah, I better take that, because remember you broke that one at my Tupperware party.
Oh, that's great. I've got no more cash left.
No, I'm cleaned out, mate.
That's it.
Well, cheers.
Well, thanks a lot. That was
Hang on.
That
That was beautiful.
That was a gig.
See you. I'll see you. See you tomorrow.
Good Lord. It's nice, isn't it? It's the last bloody supper I'm coming to.
Leader of Wings, an ex-member of the Beatles. It's really great to have you on the show.
Must be. Yeah.
I understand that your new album is a load of rubbish.
Yeah, well, I think that's more or less right. You know, I think we felt that our last 2 or 3 albums have not been particularly good, so
Right.
we thought we'd go the whole way this time and make the new one not at all good.
Great, yeah. There have been some personnel changes in your band lately, Paul.
Yeah.
I wonder if you'd like to tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, well, we brought a couple of our kids in on Rattle and Farley's Rusk, you know, and we've also brought the dog in on the horn section.
Oh, terrific. How does it sound?
Well, you know, I mean, the critics are probably going to say it's real musical ability,
But it's a bit of fun, you know, and it's a chance for the dog to be a millionaire.
Right, and what are your future plans, Paul?
Well, I think it may well be an album of me and Linda sitting at home watching Dallas.
Right. Might that not be a bit dull, Paul?
Yeah, well, you know, we can always turn over to ITV.
No, I mean the album.
Oh. Well, you know, I expect some of the heavier bands, like, you know, the Nolan sisters, are going to say it's on the extremely tame side. But I think that a lot of people really enjoy being bored to death.
Great. Paul, I have to ask you this, although I know you must be sick and tired of the question, but is there any chance of you getting back together with, you know, John and George and...
Paul?
Paul, Paul, right.
Well, you know, I mean, what's the point, really? You know, I mean, OK, so it makes millions of people very happy, makes us millions of pounds, cancels Britain's trade deficit for the next 50 years and marks the end of the Western economic recession. But, you know, John doesn't fancy it.
Seems a bit of a pity, that.
Well, I don't think so, you know. I mean, it's all very well saying we were amazingly good once and we did amazing stuff, but you can't be amazingly good all your life, you know.
No.
I mean, there comes a point where you have to say to yourself, hey, let's go and do something really brainless.
Great. Paul, thanks a lot for talking to us.
Oh, thank you.
Paul McCartney there, talking about not very much. Good night.
The next item is almost ready, as you can see at the back of the set there. And in...
I'll just speak. Which one? 3, right. How many times are you going to do this? Hi, well, Hugh and I are going to do a blues song now, a song about having the blues. It's called I've Got the Blues. Okay, here.
Fine.
I got the blues. 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 I'm sorry. My name is Jose. Would you laugh again, please? Hi, you and I are going to do a song now. Have I heard it before? It's a blues song. It's about having the blues, and I called it, we both called it, in fact, I've Got the Blues. Super. Oh, yeah. I got the blues. 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 I got the blues.
I got the blues.
Now he's got them.
I got them blues.
How did he get hold of them?
I got the
my
blues. I
Get
got
your
the
own blues, Sonny. I saw those blues first. Get your own set.
These aren't your blues. They're entirely different. Look at the label, they're my blues. Well, I won them in a raffle. Someone else must have yours.
Give 'em back, you sod. Give 'em back, you upper-class bastard. Give them back. I recognize my blues when I see them. Give 'em back, dickhead. If you're so clever, where are mine then?
Well, he's got 'em.
Who's got 'em?
Well, that cameraman over there with the brown jacket on, he's got 'em.
I can't see them.
They're sticking out of his top pocket.
Those aren't my blues.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
they look like your blues to me.
No, they're a packet of Benson hedges. Ain't got the blues no more, ain't got the blues no more. My blues are gone
Wow, how
away,
embarrassing.
ain't
Someone's
got
effed
no
off with his
more.
blues.
Ain't got the blues.
Sitting here on television, someone's walked the lot.
They come back again.
You're right. There they are, flying around the room.
Someone must have left the window open.
The cold weather drives them indoors.
Yeah, I had the blues in the bath the other day. I think they crawled in through the overflow pipe.
Look, they've landed on your waistcoat.
Oh, goody, I got my blues back.
Now, on second thoughts, I think they're mine.
Yes, that's what I was going to suggest.
Well done. Red smoothie left, I don't know. Oh, sorry. Is that the way? Is that the way you want it?
Hello? Oh, hello. Is that Harrods? I said, is that Harrods? No, not Howard's. Harrods. H for honest, A for Ethelred. Oh, you are good. I'd like to order a pogo stick, please. No, a pogo stick. Pogo stick. That's P for psychology, O for ecumenical, G for gnome, O for Oedipus, S for scissory, T for czar, I for irritating shop assistants, C for sound, K for knowledge. Yes, that's right, pogo stick. Oh, you haven't. Have you got anything like a pogo stick? No, that's nothing like a pogo stick. Well, I had rather hoped it would save me going on a diet. A diet. Diet. D for demented, I for idiot. Oh, no, good Lord, no. How could you possibly think I was referring to you? All right, then, all right. I as in first person singular nominative pronoun. Then E for I. No, that's I as in Eiffel, as in will you get an eyeful of that? Fine. Then T for tower, that's tower as in Eiffel. No, not Eiffel, I fell. No, not off the pogo stick. I haven't got one yet. Look, I tell you what, have you got a gollywog? A gollywog, for Christ's sake. Gollywog. That's G as in oligarchy, O as in oligarchy, two L's both as in oligarchy, I as in oligarchy, W as in white oligarchy. What? What do you mean, how do you spell oligarchy? That's O for oh God, L as in go to, I for isthmus. 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 No, it doesn't have an X in it. No, there's no X. No, not sex. X as in husband, ex-husband. Oh, John, what a coincidence. I said coincidence. No, it's like co-education, only more incidental, John. John, I said John. It's your own bloody name. It's J for young, O for estrogen, H for Henry. What? Oh, yes, Henry's fine, thank you. No, John, nothing you can say will persuade me that we're not very happy together. Well, at least he's more romantic than you. Romantic. It's like romantic, John, only with flowers and moonlight. Oh, no, come on, you're just being maudlin now, dear. Maudlin. Look, what's the matter with you? Are you going deaf or something? Deaf! I said D for deaf, E for effluent, A for affluent, F for fluent. Oh, no, come along, John. No, you know I can't do that. No, it's all in the past. No, come on, the lawyer explained it all. No, John, no, really. Look, do I have to spell it all out for you?
As it happens, have you heard about the new bargain fare from British Rail? Now, this here's Gillian, and she's off to London to see her boyfriend to do them the naughty things I don't know about. And over here, we've got Mr. Perkins, as it happens, who's going to a business conference in Soho. At least that's what he's told his wife, as it happens now then. Over here, this vicar fella, he's auditioning choir boys for something else or another. And they can do them their naughty things very cheaply, and I will tell you for why, as it happens, because of the British Rail new end-away day return, as it happens.
Our basket. Does it start on that one? Oh, well, I don't mind. I just like to know which one I'm starting on.
Look, 3 is my favourite. With the green thing in the front. You are a load of fucking bastards.
What? Oh, this? The crib. Could Jan Ravens be quiet, please? Extraneous laughter.
I
hate Jan.
Oh, I hate her as well.
Right.
Okay, I just want to
With me now, on Friday night, Saturday morning, is a young gentleman by the name of Ronnie Knackers. Now, Ronnie.
Yeah?
I believe you are a punk.
No, I bleeding ain't. I'm a Hell's Angel.
Oh, really? But I thought the pink hair and the sunglasses and the swastika were very much the traits of punk rock.
I'm dressed like this because I'm a... Yeah, I am a punk. Not a Hell's Angel. I beat up Hell's Angels. That's the source of my confusion, I reckon.
Yes, now, Sidney Cranium, you, I believe, are a skinhead.
No, I bleed, mate. No, I'm a suede head.
A suede head?
Yeah, suede head is like a skinhead, only our hair is longer. Like, we got longer hair.
Yeah.
And we wear suede bother boots.
Suede bother boots?
Yeah, crush puppies.
Can I ask you, what about this new gang that's formed, the Rude Boys?
Oh, I hate Rude Boys. Rude Boys make me feel...
And do you beat up Rude Boys?
Nah.
Why not?
Because they're rude to you.
And you don't like them being rude to you?
I mean, I wouldn't mind if they sort of really insulted us with something heavy, like, I hate punks make me puke. But they don't. They come out with muttered acerbic comments and little sardonic remarks. I hate that, it's rude.
Don't you beat them up even if they're very rude to you?
Nah, if they're very rude to me, I'll tell me dad. And he goes round and he gives them a good...
So is your dad a skinhead or a punk?
No, he's a copper.
So we see that youths have always banded together in some sort of identifiable sect. Now, Dr. Leslie Allen, I'd like to bring you in here. You are, in fact, an eminent sociologist.
No, please, no.
Sorry. No, I thought you said
said I was a social worker. No, I am a sociologist, indeed. Yes, which is very different to a social worker, as I'm sure you know. I hate social workers, and if I thought you were calling me a social worker, I'd kill you!
I hate social workers.
Now, with me now on my right is a member of one of the oldest gangs in the country. Now, John Pym, you are a...
A roundhead, yes.
A roundhead, yes. Now, you go back even further than the Rockers and the Teds.
Yes, in fact, we are pre-Eddie Cochran.
Yes, to 1640, in fact. And have you any similarities to the punks, the mods, the greasers?
Your greaser has long, greasy hair, and we have short hair. Not as short as your skinhead, but not as long as your Swady. Now, your greaser goes around on beat-up BSAs shouting, "We hate mods, mods make us puke." Whereas we roundies, we tend to go around on horseback, shouting, "Out with the Presbyterian Royalists."
Now, all the gangs seem to have some hero figure or other. The Teds have Elvish, Waddy Waddy, the mods have the Who, the punks have the Sex Pistols. I suppose for you it must be Oliver Cromwell, Lord Protector.
No, Barry Manilow.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Because we like his music. And in his quieter moments, I believe that he wants to see King Charles I hanged as much as we do.
Charles I! Charles I! I hate Charles I.
Now, some of us roundies are getting into Neil Sedaka, but I think that for our image of strict puritanical rule, he's a bit puffy.
Now, who do you roundheads go around beating up?
Cavaliers.
But there surely aren't many of them around.
Well, not now there aren't. We soon saw them off.
One final question, John. Why do you go around in gangs beating people up?
Protection.
Protection from what?
All these bloody Vikings roaring about the place.
Oh, I hate Vikings! Vikings make me puke!
Thank you and good night. Well, that's all from Friday night, Saturday morning for tonight. Next week, this chair will be filled by Simon Hoggart, who'll be interviewing the man who's applied for an Arts Council grant to shoot Peter O'Toole. Thank you very much. Good night.